Well, lone web crusader, usually I don't care for people defending me because my actions and reactions speak for itself. But in the case of Future Soldier or his other little nickname, Soldier 0016, he's a boy. And I don't say that in the comical sense of our age comparison. Yeah, I'm old enough to be his dad, so what? I'm an older man. When I made YouTube videos was when they very first come out. My age is right there from that time. Never changed that part of my profile. Number two, he's so much of a kid. He grew up in the video game era. When a soldier, all they had to do was be a soldier's reset. And your soldiers, brand spanking new, like nothing ever happened to him. Well, to boys like him, you don't know warfare. You don't know what it's like to be a soldier. Yeah, everybody goes in there with a top-notch attitude. They're going to kick ass and take names. Well, war's different from that because the ass that could be kicked is yours. And you're right, he's 18 years old. Oh, at least that's what he says on his profile. How do I know he's not 27, 37, 47? Who knows? Only fairly recently have he came out of the closet, got himself a cheap little Logitech camera, put it right in front of his partial face, like his idol father Judgment, and decided to come out and say somewhat, other than his foul language use like fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. Other than that, I chucked that up to his juvenile age, so what? But he never could prove somebody like me wrong. He doesn't tell me that just to go to Iraq. Well, son, I was in Iraq when you were in diapers. I've been to the Middle East. Where have you been? To the mall? To the next state? I've been around the world. And he challenged my intelligence on why I never joined the service. Because I followed the words of somebody who meant a lot to me. Somebody who practically raised me, because my parents were killed at an early age. They're no longer alive. So they can't defend themselves, so I will. But I grew up in foster care. Grew up hard, grew up fast. And I had a lot of good foster families. One of my favorite being a man by the name of Brent Woods. A Vietnam veteran. Taught me I was going to go of age where I was going to kick ass like my father, who I never really knew, and parents who I didn't even really know, to fight for a country. And you know what? He sat me down. He says, I'm not going to tell you not to join, but I'm going to tell you what a soldier is. He told me a soldier lives a disposable life, and he ought to know. He died a few years ago from Agent Orange. Yeah, everyone that was in his platoon died from cancer-related deaths linked to Agent Orange. And his brother, who was a pilot that used to dump that shit all over the jungles, got a little bit on him. He died from Parkinson's disease. So bad he shook himself just to commit suicide. The man didn't take his medicine for one day. Broke his own back and neck from the very jerks you get from it. So that was a horrible disease. So I hope and pray, hard to believe, that Future Soldier, whatever his name may be, I'm just going to protect his identity, never goes in the service. I hope he's got the brain cell to stay out. But if he does, you better learn what you're getting yourself into. Because you never know what your government's going to douse all over you, shooting your body. Years later, you end up becoming a freak of nature. And number two, you better hope that ass you want to kick. Maybe that little jihadist in the middle of some shithole country kicks your ass and hangs your balls on the wall. Because you never know when that's going to happen. So don't come up there with the gung-ho G.I. Joe attitude, because it don't cut it in the real world. But if he's smart, And I don't give a damn if he's racist. But if he's smart, he better learn to go back to school, get an education, get a real job. Let other people pay for your trip around the world like I did. I went to school, got my education, traveled the world, got to see things, go to places at other people's expense because they paid me for what I know and what I can do, not for being some dipshit Marine who ended up walking the damn world. But I hope the boy learns to figure it out. As far as I'm concerned, Raleigh, thanks for the thumbs up. It was unnecessary, but appreciate it anyway. Have a good one.